Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you doing today? So I'm super excited for this video because I'm going to be doing kind of a first impression on the Saharan 2 from Juvia's place, and I'm going to be doing swatches of it and just going through the colors. I haven't swatched it yet, but as long as it performs the same way as the other Juvia's place palettes, I'm sure I'm going to love it because they're all really amazing. The mattes are really nice and blendable and pigmented, and the shimmers are just beyond, and I love their color selection. So if you guys haven't seen it, this is the original Saharan palette. Here's what the two look like together. So here's what the Saharan 1 and 2 look like together. Here is the Saharan 2 with the Zulu palette. I feel like these two would be really complementary to each other. Here is Saharan 2 versus the Masquerade palette. And here is the Saharan 2 versus the Magic palette. So I just wanted to show you guys what they looked like together. I feel like some of these tones in here are definitely different. I'm living for this minty shade, the gold shade. I love these three matte shades on the bottom. So I do feel like that these are a little bit different from the other things that they've done. But honestly, Juvia's Place eyeshadows are so affordable. They're so amazing that I want to collect them all, and I really need to get around to getting the Nubian 1 and 2. If you guys are interested, I'm pretty sure I've done swatches of every single one of the palettes that I just showed you guys, so I will have those linked in the description box down below. But let's just go ahead and start swatching this beautiful palette. I apologize if I do not pronounce these names correctly, but the first one is Marrakesh, and this looks kind of like a peachy toned shimmer. Just looks like that. The next shade is Aziza, which is this beautiful shimmery gold shade. Oh my gosh. Stunning. I love their like highlight shades. Like Giza in the Magic palette is one of my favorites. So to have like a gold tone one. Ooh, it's like a duochrome actually. It's like white, but it like is gold when the light hits it. So pretty. Next is Hadiya, which looks like a coppery bronzy shade. This is really pretty too, but it doesn't speak to me quite as much. But I mean, the formulation is just everything. I totally don't have any makeup remover wipes on me right now, so I'm just gonna keep doing the swatches down my arm instead of doing them on my hand. So I'm sorry if they're a little bit different. But next is the shade Berber, which is right here. It's a bright, kind of like blueberry type shade. Ooh, that's intense. It reminds me of ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade Coconut. Next is the shade Nomad, which is another coppery bronzy shade. Maybe a little bit more orange to it. Ooh, that's really pretty. My Fitbit does not want to stay up. Gorgeous. Next is one of the shades I was most excited for. This is probably the hardest name I've ever seen. Chef Chuan. Ooh, so pretty. It's just like a pastel light minty green. Mischief. Okay, so now moving on to the mattes, which is the only thing kind of disappointing in this palette, is that it's definitely, I feel like all the mattes are pretty dark shades. So this doesn't really scream wearable to me because there's no transition shades in it. So I definitely think you'd have to pair this palette with another one. But the first one is Fez. Ooh, see how pigmented that is? That's just such a nice, like, rich chocolate brown. Next is like a burgundy shade, and this is Zora. Oh my gosh, the pigment. That one was just a little bit drier and had more kick up. I'm assuming it just because of the red pigment in that shade. Last but not least is a pretty nice warm brown, and this is Tazza. Ooh, really nice. You know what, actually, maybe that one's light enough you could actually probably, if you go in with a light hand, make that work as a transition shade. These are all so pigmented and beautiful though. Like I'm living. But I mean, I expect nothing less. I always say this, Juvia's Place eyeshadows are just, honestly, I don't know how they do it. They're so good. So those are my swatches and first impression of this palette. Obviously, I'm impressed. These are absolutely stunning, so beautiful. I mean, if you like the colors, I always say go for it. I think that it's going to be beautiful to go along with all the other palettes that I have. I use them all the time, so I'm really, really excited about this palette. If you guys want to see a tutorial using it, let me know if there's any specific colors you want me to use, but I'm definitely leaning towards doing a nice like minty green tutorial because this shade just calls to me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Right now I'm gonna have some little videos popping up here of other videos that I've done in case you guys want to keep on watching me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.